Here are my top 3 RPGs of 2025. On this list are games that released in 2025 that I have played. Haven't played that many RPGs over the course of the whole year when all is said and done, so the top 3 list was quite easy to assemble. Shouldn't even repeat this, but here it goes, all lists are subjective. Anyway, let's get started, you ranked bastards. At number 3 is Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. What a beautiful surprise this game was. Something that we'll never get again from Bethesda, created by a small studio to showcase the big boys how it's done. And they did a great job. King Arthur fantasy story based around the Avalon region after deterioration of the homeland. Camelot is in ruins, Red Death is back, weirdness has become stronger over time, many years that Merlin set to battle weirdness are fading. It's a shit show, alright. Our character finds Arthur in another dimension while escaping the Red Priests, a faction behind the Red Death. Then Arthur travels with us while piecing memories together of what happened. Story is good, factions are interesting, plenty of things to uncover, quests are mostly well written, the world is atmospheric and gritty. Combat is simple and effective. Got a couple dashes to use, there's a decent amount of weight due to great sound effects and good animations, nice amount of playstyles to adopt, good character build system, itemization to deepen the character builds, great skill tree, decent enemy variety. Plenty to like. I did think that the dashes made the combat too floaty at times compared to how weighted the melee swings are, but it did add on more dynamics, so win some, lose some. Biggest problem with the game is definitely balancing. The game is too easy unfortunately, which takes away from the atmosphere and the build efficiency due to almost every semi-competent build being extremely effective. Tainted Grail just got an underwater world expansion based on Eldritch lore a bit, with quite an interesting story and setting. Overall, if you like first-person RPGs, there is no reason not to try Tainted Grail. Great game. At number 2 is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. For the first time ever to my knowledge, we got to play a Final Fantasy style game done by a Western developer, with the Western culture on display for a change. Not only that, but the way this game is written with an incredibly interesting story that easily captures the attention of the player and holds it firmly until the mind-blowing conclusion. Characters are deep and lifelike. The world is wacky but quite dark and melancholic at the same time, which is an interesting combination difficult to portray due to dancing on a thin line of still making sense without breaking immersion and possibly creating two disconnected NPCs from the world. There's a bunch of interesting and unique NPCs based on weird races found throughout the world with their own lore and connection to the story. It's one of those games that is best played without any spoilers. Gameplay is really good as well, turn-based combat with active parry and dodge and with great presentation. They nailed the combat in a way to give players more dynamic style compared to traditional JRPG turn-based systems while still retaining enough build relevance to offset the potential issue of some players not being able to react properly with dodges and parries. While parries do make the game easier, it's not crucial thankfully, as there are ways to be quite bad at it and still succeed. Only issue that I have with the game is balancing and difficulty design. Basically at first the game is much more difficult than usual, then it becomes very easy for a long time, then it starts to be occasionally challenging again. It's all over the place. There's lots of cheapness with high damage output from players and enemies that can make fights trivial or a bit frustrating. Maybe they've improved that over time, as I haven't played the game after the first month of release. Even so, Expedition 33 is a game that the industry needed. Something new and different while still being high quality in lots of aspects. Can't recommend enough. At number 1 is Avowed. Of course not, it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I love the first game and how unique it was at the time, with the more realistic combat system combined with a highly immersive world true to the historical setting with good story and writing. Then the second one came out, and it's basically the first game, just bigger, better and more epic. Technically also at a much higher polish level compared to the original's release. What surprised me the most is how optimized it was. Game ran fantastic on CryEngine on the release while still looking incredible. Developers didn't change much but expanded on the existing while streamlining some other aspects for the benefit of the game, and they've done a stunning job. World is beautiful, even though a bit too empty at times. Villages appear quite realistic. Just going around and stealing is exciting. Gutenberg is a massive city with tons of stuff to do and people to talk to. There's all sorts of interesting NPCs and funny conversations, quests that make the player laugh due to silly decisions and outcomes, serious quests with the complete freedom of approach while still requiring to pay attention to the clues like a proper RPG, though some quests were unnecessarily obscure with lack of directions for simple tasks. Factions are interesting. Famous NPCs like the King Sigismund appear with an exciting quest involving Henry serving drinks at a major political meeting of the head honchos of the area, with King Sigismund leading the meeting. Truly an epic game, and for me one of the best first-person RPGs ever. Incredible immersion level, attention to detail, great writing with lots of humor, epic story with interesting and bloody events. Oh, and the combat. I adore KCD's combat. Only thing I don't like about it is when transitioning from non-combat to combat mode with Rosette, as it is still clunky and immersion breaking, but when it transitions and the combat system kicks in, it's so damn engaging, where one move can determine it all, which makes sense considering the realistic moves are used. Every fight can be potentially challenging and exciting, even with a couple bandits on the road. Don't want melee combat? Master archery and have at it. There are also crossbows and a medieval version of a gun in the sequel. Stealth is well done too. KCD 2 is an easy pick for me as the game of the year. It offers so much with so many of the things done at a very high level. Some misstep here and there, but nothing that would take away from the experience that much. And what an experience it is. Patreon, subscribe, star links in the description if you are interested in that. Thanks for watching, and do share your top 3 RPGs of 2025 in the comments. What have other viewers and I missed? Have a good day and enjoy fantastic games like the ones on this list. Who knows when we're getting more like it.